This will be Reedsport Legal, episode 66. How ironic. We're going to call this one, What is a Warrant? What is a Grand Jury Indictment? And why blue line thugs and probably buddies of Chief Smart, Springfield PD doesn't believe that they need a warrant or any paperwork to take and kick in anyone's door anytime, anywhere, and create violent acts in front of my grandchildren.
Anybody you know is still struggling with the fact that cops and prosecutors and judges are as corrupt as the day is long as they initiate their tyrannical actions and revenue-generating schemes on the unsuspecting masses, then you have to watch this unbelievable video in its entirety.
Hey, before we get into this video, let's be honest about something.
Please, I am asking you nicely to step back away from me. 2 steps. I am asking you, please, nicely.
Will you come over here
Please.
and talk to me?
I am standing right here against my door.
2, come over here and talk to me, please, quietly.
She,
That's all I want to do.
she's in her safe zone, man. She's touching her home door.
And I don't feel safe.
Did I ask you anything?
No, but I don't need to be spoken to speak back, sir.
Good.
I am a human being, and I can speak what I
Be
am.
a human being.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a human being. She's in a comfortable, safe spot.
He's not
No,
gonna
I
fall.
don't feel safe. He keeps stepping fucking
You're welcome to
closer.
leave whenever you like, sir. That's fine.
Well, I'm holding a camera.
Okay. You're still welcome to leave whenever you like.
Yes.
So is she, though. So, you're okay.
Oh,
Now, to preface this, my daughter lives in federally subsidized housing. Springfield police will be later heard being directed from the federal employee that runs and manages this complex. Now, that means they got to go by federal rules of criminal procedure. And just like Officer Smart or Chief Smart here locally, they believe that they have authority. Now, they can be granted permission, but you will hear them not being granted permission. They have no warrant. They have no grand jury indictment. What's the whole idea? We cannot be accused of a crime but for the affidavit sworn testimony of 2 unrelated subjects. That means your neighbors. Somebody's got to sign a statement, 2 people, not police officers, not part of the system, before you can even get a warrant. There's no warrant for the premises. They haven't been given permission, and yet you'll see how this goes, what happens to someone like my daughter. I think this is a little effort for Matt Smart to reach out and touch my daughter, not like he hasn't had problems with those situations in the past here locally. And by the way, Officer Smart, while you had my phone for 3 days and wouldn't let Officer Tom Beck return my phone, apparently someone launched my business site to Google and uploaded a bunch of pictures of kids, my grandkids, which nobody had the right to upload to the World Wide Web. So you had my phone, my passwords, everything for 3 days, Smart. Why didn't you let them return them that day when you knew you had them? Because you took and launched my website, which is a free legal website on Google, and it got torn down for inappropriate content. I didn't do that. You had my phones. Let's move on. I think this is Matt Smart reaching out to another buddy idiot cop. This guy's a sergeant. Let's go on.
Oh, so I can go back in my house and you're not going to shove your way into the
You
door?
don't need to yell for
If I have the right to leave, I can go in my house and you're not going to try and push your way inside?
Why are you yelling?
Because I'm scared of you guys.
Why are you scared?
Now, right here, I got to interject again. I've read shit tons of books on psychology. I love studying psychology. And what you got right here is a sergeant, a superior officer, and what he's using now is this gaslighting technique of turning it around, trying to make my daughter feel guilty because she's raising her voice in front of her children. Now, These guys are the ones that are going to escalate this, but what is sociopathic behavior? Turning something around on the person that's being attacked and making it out like it's their fault. It's my daughter's fault for being assertive and standing up for her rights.
Because I've been ragdolled by you guys that think you can walk your thin fucking blue line. No. You think your badges grant you guys extra fucking rights. You're not getting in my goddamn house over some fucking report.
Is this your kid right here who's crying? Is that your daughter?
You're a sociopath, you piece of shit.
Can you calm down just for her sake? Not for mine. I don't care if you yell at me. Normally, I can care less. When she's right here watching, that's
You
what
keep
that's the bigger
leaning
problem.
in at me and you're making me very uncomfortable.
Well,
Will you please
deal
take
with it.
a step back? I'm not going to deal with it. This is not right.
You don't have to agree with it, Brittany. That's not the deal. You don't have to agree with what we're doing. You have to understand we're acting in the best interest of everybody involved here, including you.
There has
This guy
been
here
no
is-
crime committed
That's
whatsoever for you guys to be here.
Do you understand an allegation's been made? She does. Have they explained that to you?
Chelsea,
Nazi blue line specialist. Look at all of those for that big threat.
not coming in my fucking
My
house.
daughter, the big peace-loving hippie threat.
Brittany, they've explained to you the rules and what the community caretaking law is regarding why we're here, have they not?
We have when she disagrees.
Brittany, when I'm talking to you, can you at least reciprocate the respect of talking back to me? But I'm speaking with
Now
you.
she's already asserted that she doesn't consent.
I want
They
my
shoulda
housing
left.
support coordinator here.
Come back with a warrant.
Me, my house, or doing anything without me, without my housing support coordinator. And if it takes an hour to fucking stand here and get a hold of her, I don't fucking care. I'm gonna keep blowing her damn phone up.
That's up to you as far as calling whoever that is. I don't
You're
know.
not coming in my house without a fucking warrant or Child Protective Services.
Brittany, that's not how that works, just so you know. That's not how the law works with that. And we're trying to afford you the...
Yes, it is how the law works, you Matt Smart lookalike.
Excuse me?
A warrant.
Who are you?
You need a warrant. And someone telling you what the law is, because apparently you don't know. You need a warrant. That is the law. You are breaking the law. You're trying to break and enter without...
Are you a lawyer?
Actually, I am in law school. What's that?
You're in law school. Here, read the community...
Obviously he isn't, and they've got a gun and a badge.
What, are you gonna try and kidnap me next?
Have we ever kidnapped you before?
Yes, I've been kidnapped by the police before. I have been ragdolled half naked out of my van and fucking arrested for sleeping in my fucking vehicle. You guys, no, you're not coming in my house without my consent. I do not consent. Are we recording? Anybody else here really recording?
For a second, you asked her to talk to me for a second. She had some knowledge about the law. I want to talk to her about that.
You guys keep stepping closer to me and it's making
I
me
haven't moved.
uncomfortable.
My feet are still right here.
Please take a step back. I don't feel comfortable and I don't consent.
She's asked you guys to step back. So you can give her a
You're
little bit
making me
of space.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't care what you think. No one asked you what you
Look
think.
at that cross-eyed inbred piece
Why
of
you
crap.
interrupting? I'm just trying to
Because you
make.
keep on interrupting my conversation.
Hey, blue line buddies, doesn't that make you look so, aren't you so proud?
We're here because we care about the children.
I know, Porter, are you busy right now?
You'll see how they care about traumatizing my grandkids coming up.
All she asked you to do was step back. You could have took a simple step back, just to make her comfortable. It might have made the
Trying to
situation
get in my
Doesn't
apartment.
matter.
But you keep stepping closer to her.
And I will, and as much as I
And
feel
talk to my
comfortable doing that, I
children
will.
without a
And if I
search
can-
warrant or child
But
protective
if you're
services.
stepping close to
I'm
her,
trying to get a hold
it's
of
making her
Chelsea
uncomfortable.
and
How
my
is that
housing
helping the
support coordinator.
situation?
should go
And
inside
they keep
then.
getting closer to me,
She's not
and I'm
going
scared
for it.
they're gonna
She
try
should
and
go
push their
She
way
should
into
go
the
inside.
house.
She should.
And I don't know what to do.
I don't disagree with you.
Because I'm
she's-
feeling really uncomfortable with
He says
letting
you
them
can
in
go
my
in the
house. What?
He said you can go in the house.
Yeah, without them shoving their way in?
If you're not comfortable me standing out here talking to you,
I would tell them that they can't come in without warrant. I've already told them that multiple times, and they're telling me.
Now, what you hear there is the manager, the federal employee that receives a paycheck to make sure that everything's on the up and up in this federally subsidized housing. Now, she is not granting or telling my daughter, the renter, that she needs to let him in without a warrant or probable cause or a grand jury indictment. What they're trying to do is get to my grandkids, because I posted a video about child trafficking, Mount Smart, Reedsport PD, and CSD. It's child trafficking. They never have warrants. So this is how they attack me, is through my children.
I'm fucking wrong.
I'm just here. This is my This is my really good friend, and
is that the young lady from inside?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm looking for my key again.
They do not have one in your house. They do not have a warrant. They do not have any possible cause other than someone telling them, which probably is someone like talking shit. And
Yeah, because you wipe your ass with the Constitution. You guys took a fucking oath to protect the Constitution, and you give a flying fuck about people's rights. No. Dude, they're scaring the shit out of me, and they keep stepping closer to me. Please back the fuck up so I can step inside without you forcing your way in.
Listen to your friend.
Stop yelling at them. That doesn't help the situation, because then they're going to say that you're agitated. You need to stay calm.
Dude, I'm scared, and they keep stepping closer to me. Don't. Hey, you can't do that.
Hey,
Get on the ground. You're here. On your back.
dude, what the fuck? I'm not resisting. I am not resisting.
Now, I'm going to interject there because this ties in with Mount Smart and our police behavior here in Reedsport, Gravity Falls, or anywhere else in the country. These people were unarmed, there was no threats, and there is no law, no police policy that allows them to deploy tasers, weapons that can possibly kill someone every time they're deployed in a non-violent situation, especially where they don't even have a warrant. So, Mount Smart and your blue line thugs, with the exception of a couple local officers, you guys all ought to be hanging at the end of a rope, and I do not believe in capital punishment. I think it's wrong. I think it's God's justice. And I think officers need to sit in jail for the rest of their lives when they do this kind of crap and they violate their oath to the Constitution. Oh yeah, these guys are a bunch of good Christian men.
I'm not resisting. Oh my fucking God.
Now I'm a male, and you women out there can attack me, but I know exactly what my children's cry sounds like. I know what my grandchildren's tone of their cry sounds like. Those are my grandchildren crying and being traumatized. Springfield Police, boy, you better have some good insurance, because this one's going big.
Oh my fucking God.
Stay there.
I'm not doing nothing.
Hey, back up. Back up. Back up. Stay back.
Oh my God, what just fucking happened? What is going on? Why is this happening?
Now, you guys all like to attack me for exposing these police officers. I expect everybody maybe want to check out this high impact blogs guy.
showed everything I needed to win any trial. After making sure I had a safe copy of the DVD, I allowed it to be viewed on the judge's computer. Greenwood wanted to chat about what was on the video and my version of the events, and I agreed. After listening to my side of the story, Greenwood gave me some advice.
Let me tell you how this would have worked in the 80s or the early 90s. There would have been no audio. You would have been in a small town that didn't have audio or video equipped, and there's still some, if you go towards Lubbock, that don't. You would have been here, we wouldn't have had an audio or video to look at, and the officer, if you had pressed it the way you are now, pressed your rights, the officer would have taken the stand and testified that you laid hands on it. Okay? And a few of them who are worse than Ellis, in your opinion, Ellis or Wood. Some of those guys out in West Texas, what they would have done is they would have put you on the ground in front of your family, handcuffed you, let you spend the night in jail, and they would have said it was because you put hands on them. Your family would have all been witnesses in your favor at trial, but the officer taking the stand in a small rural community would have gone, the jury would have gone with those officers more than likely. And even if they didn't, no one gives a damn because it's all, you're having to do all the work driving out there, doing all the heavy lifting. So either way, they would have won. My bottom line, and this is nothing to you except a little preaching, is I get clients in your position. You don't win. The old expression is, you may beat the rat, but you don't beat the ride. The ride to hell. There's some bad people out there, and they wear badges, so they can get away with it, and they will bend you up. And at the end of the day, unless you've got real good evidence against them, you're not going to get their badge. You may get worse than that, so be careful, okay? I'm going to ask you a question I don't want you to answer. Do you have a criminal history? The reason I would ask you that question is because if you go to a trial without an audio or video and you're in your situation and somebody was wrongfully arrested and you have a criminal history, you're going to lose because they're going to believe the officer and not the guy with the conviction. And you're not even from that town, and the officer is and goes to Sunday school with the people on the jury. In small rural communities, that's how it works. You ever seen the movie Deliverance? Not quite that bad, but that kind of gives you a picture. Alright? So be careful when you get outside of the suburbs, outside of the donut, because when you are, it's a different world. People, when they're from the suburbs, they don't necessarily realize what's written down in the Constitution is one thing, and the real practice is another. You're just not in the same kind of protections you have in Allen and Plano and Richardson and places like that.
So we do live in a jackboot society.
Sometimes, and we shouldn't. Sometimes it's better just to stand there and let it all roll over.
I'm going to leave the link to this full video in the description, and if you visit this guy, let him know what you thought about it and tell him High Impact Vlog sent you. If you enjoy these videos, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification icon, give them a thumbs up, share them with everybody you know, and don't forget to get on my private email list or my website, highimpactflix.com. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored Shadow Man video.
Brittany, quit resisting. Brittany, career period.
Man,
Stay there.
I'm not doing nothing. I literally have done nothing, sir.
I'm sure we all get the point. No warrant, no grand jury indictment, no nothing. Just a bunch of male thugs shoving their way into federal subsidized housing, violating federal due process rights. And you guys wonder why I make these videos. Dude, the cops in our town are so bad that instead of taking their problems up with me and giving me interviews, they attack my children. You guys are pieces of shit.